Hi guys, welcome to my cozy home in the big city. If you're new to my channel, my name is Stephanie, and today I want to talk to you about my no-fail method to a great day while homeschooling every day, so stay tuned. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit the red subscribe button at the bottom, as well as the bell notifications so you are the first to know every time I release new content. So when I was thinking about making this video, I had this idea that I was going to do it in a list format, top 10 ways of having a successful day or something. But the more I started thinking about it and the more I started talking with other veteran homeschool moms that I know, there seems to be this underlying message that women especially are constantly just berated with. And that message is that we aren't enough, we're not doing enough, we're lacking in some way as a mother or a wife or even just a person. So instead of having another list of things that we need to do in order to be enough, I just wanted to chat with you as if I'm talking to my friends. And I hope that you can take something away from this, these ideas. So let's brainstorm together. So I am in no way a veteran homeschool mom. I've only been homeschooling my oldest child on and off for a couple of years. So I'm still fairly new at this as the teacher and as the mother. But I was a homeschooled student from third grade, so I was in third grade, on up to graduation in high school in 12th grade. So I've been around the community. I know what works and what doesn't work from a student standpoint and from a parent standpoint, growing up around it. So as I'm learning and as I'm perfecting these things, there's some things that I picked up. And the number one thing in order to be a good teacher is to take care of yourself. In order to pour out into your children, you have to be able to be full first. And in order to fill yourself up, you need to take care of yourself first. So a few really good ways that I take care of myself is I get up at the same time every day, give or take 30 minutes. Every day I make sure that I'm up by 6:30 or 6:45, and even on weekends, as soon as my alarm goes off, I get up. And I know some of you out there, you have little babies or you care for someone who's ill or something, so give yourself grace. But it makes you feel so much better when you get up at the same time every day. Hold on, my cat is moving my camera stand. Okay, that was an adventure. Okay, so once I'm up, I like to have a morning routine, and that makes sure that, that fills me up, that takes care of my needs, so that once my needs are met, I can meet the needs of my children. So my morning routine is things like basic hygiene. I brush my teeth, brush my hair, I get dressed for the day, I make my bed. That way I feel like I'm already productive, I've already done things. Here's Scarlett. Okay, go. Once I brush my teeth, I wipe down my bathroom counter, and it's just to make things fresh and clean, so as I'm coming in and out of the bedroom and the bathroom all day, I have a nice clean area to go into, because I can't think clearly unless my surrounding area is already neat and tidy. So that's one way that I take care of myself. I make sure to do basic hygiene for me. That way I can take care of my kids later. I'm all ready to go. Something else that I do is I do one little thing for me. So I like wearing makeup. So even if we're just staying home all day, I take a few minutes and I apply some mascara, some foundation or something, just because I like to wear it and it makes me feel good. So that's another way I take care of me. Something else you might do is listen to an audiobook or something while you're getting ready for the day, because this season of my life right now, I don't have time to read books. I love to read books. I don't really take the time to do it. I'd rather take the time to take care of tiny children. Something. So I listen to audiobooks while I'm getting ready for the day or while I'm doing dishes. So find something that you like to do, and it doesn't have to be this long, spa day or something. It can just be a few minutes in the morning, but when you take the time to take care of yourself, you feel refreshed and you feel rejuvenated and you're ready to take on your children when they wake up. So the last part of my morning routine is to visualize my goals for the day, and then I write them down, because I just had a baby a 1.5 years ago. Mom brain is so real. I can't remember anything unless I write it down. So I think about the top 3 priorities that I have that day, and I write them down in order of either most important or with most important first, or like the yuckiest one first, the one that I just don't want to do. You know, I don't want to pay that bill, or I don't want to call the insurance company, or I don't want to, you know, do something. I put that one first. So I just write down only 3 top things to do, because in all reality, it doesn't matter if you stay at home or if you work, or it doesn't matter what kind of life you have. You usually can only get 3 big things done that day. There's a lot of little things that get done too, but when we write down a bunch of things and cross them all off, you end up carrying a lot of that list onto the next day, and you feel discouraged and you feel really unproductive. So only write your top 3 important things down, with either the most important one first or the yuckiest one first to do. All right. I'm looking down, by the way, because I got my list. That's why I'm looking down. So once I do that, so I brushed my teeth, I made my bed, I've gotten dressed for the day, I'm ready to go. So no matter what happens during the day, I can just pick my kids up and you can go out the door. There's no rush of, oh, I gotta get dressed first, or, oh, I've gotta something, you know, I'm just ready to go. So then I leave the room. Sometimes I change Sweet Pea's diaper somewhere in there, you know, obviously take care of her too. But then I go out to the kitchen, and I am a morning coffee drinker. I love my coffee in the morning. So I start my coffee, bring my coffee, and while the water's heating up, I unload the dishwasher from the night before that we ran. So my husband loads it up the night before after dinner. I cook, he cleans type of thing. And even if you don't have that situation in your household, even if you just load the dishwasher the night before, it's going during the night when you're sleeping or whatever, the next day I just put all my dishes away. And then that way throughout the day, as dishes get dirty, I can just rinse them off and put them directly in the dishwasher. So my kitchen stays pretty clean throughout the day, because like I said, I can't focus when things are messy. So by doing that, it keeps the kitchen under control. I don't have mass chaos throughout the day. Okay, so 2 or 3 minutes to unload the dishwasher. My coffee's still brewing. I go ahead and just feed my pets and our chicks now. So I go ahead and feed all the animals and water my house plants, and anything that's relying on me, I just take care of them real quick. It doesn't take very long, and then I know that they're set all day. I don't have to worry about them. It's off my list. I don't have to worry about it. It's off my brain. So while I'm putting dishes away and the coffee's brewing, the kids are getting up and everything, and everybody's starting their day, I'm starting to think about what I'm having for dinner that night. And this is the part I really struggle with, because I'm not a big foodie person. I just don't care, I guess. But my whole family is. They're really passionate about food tasting good and being creative and everything. So I like to think about what I'm having for dinner that night, and I like to make a decision by 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is my cutoff. So that gives me enough time to either take meat out of the freezer or make a quick grocery list to get something at the grocery store. But that way, all these things are starting to get structured throughout my day. That way I kind of know what to expect, and that way I can later go ahead and plan what time of day I'm going to be homeschooling my kids. So by 10 a.m. I like to know what I'm having for dinner, and I like to either take meat out or assemble it in the crock pot or something before 10. So by 10 this is done. So usually 8:30 or 9 actually I'm done, but by 10 that's my latest time. So dinner is now set. So then I go ahead and I look at my tasks, and can I do that yucky one first, or can I go ahead and just get that one task out of the way while, Lily is pretty self-sufficient. She's getting ready for the day. While she's getting ready, Sweet Pea's usually playing. Nobody really eats breakfast first thing in our house, so I've got a little bit of time that sometimes I can make that phone call. By this time it's 8 or 9 o'clock. I can make that phone call, or I can just get that one icky thing out of the way. That way it's just done. And once I start getting the first 1 or 2 tasks done, my day opens up and I feel a lot freer. So there's that. And then I go ahead and make sure that my children eat a healthy breakfast, and myself too. But we prioritize eating a healthy breakfast, not so much first thing. I wait till they tell me that they're hungry and they're ready to eat. And I don't feed them sugar first thing in the morning. So no breakfast cereals, no Pop-Tarts, no, Eggo waffles, freezer waffles, nothing that has a high sugar content, because children and sugar they love it, but man, they just get hyper and they can't focus, and it just does not set up a good day for school when they can't even barely sit still. So I make sure they have a complex carb, a protein, and what we call a fresh fruit, fresh veggie. You know, some morning they want to eat sugar snap peas, other mornings they want to eat tangerines, some mornings we eat apples, some mornings we eat celery. I mean, it varies, whatever's in the fridge. So they usually get to pick out, but they have to have a complex carb like oatmeal, and a protein like egg, or even sometimes, you know, cottage cheese or something, and then something fresh. And I let them be creative. Even my 1.5-year-old has opinions, or she can express her opinions now. So I let them kind of pick something out, and then we go ahead and eat breakfast. And then I have both of them help me clean up. Now my 1.5-year-old Sweet Pea can't really clean up that much, but she can still bring her dish in the kitchen. Lily's 9, so she can rinse dishes, and she's been taking that on herself, rinsing her dishes, or she even goes as far as washing them, and she gets them all situated. So now the kitchen's cleaned up, and now it's, I don't know, it's about 9 or 10 in the morning, and we are ready for school. So there's never screen time in the morning. There have been studies done that show when children watch screens in the morning and then they go to do their school, their brain, the way their brain changes, it's just not, it just doesn't set them up for a successful day to learn. So we just don't have screen time in the morning. They can just jump right into school and they can focus better because they didn't watch screens in the morning. So there's no screen time in the morning, but instead we like to go outside. And there's other studies that have been done that talk about how when a child gets their gross motor skills moving, they can focus so much better on school later. So it doesn't have to be this big, long production. Sometimes we grab the scooters and we ride around the block once or twice. Sometimes we play in the backyard. We kick the ball around, or Lily has a balance beam her dad built for her or something. So or maybe we gardened for a few minutes or something. Or some mornings we do go to the park for an hour. If a couple times we go to the park in the morning, but it's not this huge fancy production. Just get their big gross motor skills moving. Do jumping jacks with them. Kick a ball around with them. Just do something to get them moving. And we don't take very long. We just run around a little bit, and then we can go out inside and do our school. So then I assign schoolwork to Lily, and I assign schoolwork to Sweet Pea. She's only 1.5 years, but she wants to be included. So it's usually things like coloring or blocks or, playtime for her. So the thing that works for my family is I carve out time to be their teacher. And I don't have to sit with Lily one-on-one. Some students, you need to sit with them one-on-one the whole time. But for her, she has her reading and her writing and her math and her social studies and stuff. And she likes to learn independently, but I carve out time. I carve out from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. where I am available to her. I don't do things that completely distract me or that I can't just stop what I'm doing and focus on her, because all throughout the day she brings me her books and she says, hey, I need help. Hey, I don't understand this. Or sometimes, I say, hey, I need to teach you this, before you go off on your own, let's talk about this. So I make sure that during that time I'm available to answer any question. I'm able to stop what I'm doing and be there for her. So I still do things throughout the day. I don't put my life on hold, but I'm there for her, and I'm there for Sweet Pea to give her a lot of one-on-one time. So I carve out that time to just be there for them. And then this one is really important. I think this one's more important than having a rigid schedule. Is I have a designated end time. All of our schoolwork is done by 3 p.m. But here's the catch. I don't stress out if all the lessons are completed by 3 p.m. So if she's been doing school from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, she's had enough. She's done. And that term, information overload, that happens to our kids too. So when she's trying to do school for hours and hours and hours, and at some point it's just too much, she's not going to take anything else in. And so by 3 p.m. we're just done. And if there's a lesson that's taking longer than that to learn, clearly we need to spend more time working on it. So I say, you know what, 3 o'clock we're done. You're done with school, have free time, go play, go be creative, go do your thing. And then we can pick up the next day. So when a child knows that they have an end time, there's a plane going by. I was gonna wait till it stops. Okay, when a child knows there's an end time, they're going to be working, they will work so much harder because they know that there is an end. They don't have to, you know, trudge through this wondering when they're going to be done. They can see the goal at the end. They know they're going to be able to stop. And I have found in my experience that my kids or other kids that I've worked with, they will work harder knowing that there's a definite, you know, this is when we're done. So have a designated end time. And then my last thing that works really well in our house is to have an evening routine. Kids thrive on routine. They need that routine. It makes them feel safe. So even though they might fight you on it, or even though they may express very strongly they don't like something about that routine, they need that routine to feel safe. And this goes all ages, all the way up, all the way until they're out of the house. So we have an evening routine. The kids know what to expect and they know what's next. And also this evening routine helps with, as it goes into the night, as it gets closer and closer to bedtime, it teaches them good sleep hygiene. So as they're doing these things, it's telling their mind, it's signaling to their mind it's time to go to sleep soon. And then they usually go down without a problem. Lily's allowed to read for a few minutes before bed, and that helps calm her mind down. And I just tell her she can read until she falls asleep, and it's been working out really well because she thinks she's up all night. She's like up for like an additional 20 minutes and she falls asleep. So it's a win-win for both of us. And then Sweet Pea goes down a lot easier now knowing that she knows what to expect. So wanted to finish by saying no matter what you're doing a great job as their mother. They pick up more by what they see than what we actually verbally teach them anyway. So keep going, keep doing you. You're doing an amazing job. You're investing so much into your children, into their lives. That's priceless. You're doing your best. Just know that you are enough. All right, so let's continue this conversation below. I can't wait to hear back from you, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.